You laughed. You called him awkward, cringe, nepo baby, meme material. But what if I told you behind the TikToks, the silence, and the stiff interviews, there's a plan? What if this man, the so-called accidental vice president, isn't exactly clueless, but he's actually calculated? This is not a fan video, this is a warning. Gibran Raka Buming Raka might be the most underestimated political mind of this generation. By being strategically born as Joko Widodo's son and keeping a neutral stance on everything, Gibran has absolutely serious potential to pull the rug on any political force in Indonesia. Drop everything you think about this guy and let me invite you to see things from a political perspective first. This is my take on Gibran Raka Buming Raka. Right now, Gibran has been receiving serious flack from the public, especially from social media due to his perceived incompetence. But is the flack he is receiving warranted or because of his ties to the previous president, his very own father, Joko Widodo? Indonesia laughed. The memes were endless. Gibran jadi wakil presiden. Emang dia bisa apa? But here's the truth in politics. Clowns don't get that far unless someone is holding the script for them. Just look at Bahlil, for example.
Hello.
And Gibran, he might be holding more than we think. Let's set the baseline first. People mock him for being too young, too awkward, or just Jokowi's son. But this underestimation is his greatest asset. Low expectation means that Gibran has more room to maneuver. No one expects him to pull off major plays, so when he does, it's twice as impactful. Take, for example, when he astonishingly has the upper hand in the vice presidential candidate debate between him, Cak Imin, and Mahfud MD, where he outspoke a legendary sly politician and a respected judicial academic figure. Many people praise his debating skills, but what they don't understand is that the bar was set so low for Gibran that even the smallest achievement is seen as triumphant. This allows Gibran's detractors to underestimate him and take him lightly while allowing him more room to flesh out his potential, and by having the bar set so low, Gibran has plenty of places where he can prove himself. And people love a good character development story. So when Gibran does something successful, his approval ratings definitely go up the roof. I feel like Gibran is well aware that people have low expectations of him, which is why he continues to practice the same form of Javanese silence as his dad. Silence is a Javanese power. Just like his father, Jokowi, Gibran dismantles opponents not by attacking but by not reacting at all. It's stoicism, and in a political climate full of shouting, corruption, and posturing, Gibran's neutrality becomes almost magnetic. By not giving too much room, Gibran allows little room for error or to have others misconstrue what he says. Indonesian politics is full of finger pointing, and as the finger pointing continues, people are going to get fed up with it and look for candidates that are not so reactive towards the finger pointing. And by virtue of being somebody not obsessed with one-upping someone else, Gibran naturally fills in that spot. And the more people point at him, the more he gets powerful. You see, while Gibran's video about youth empowerment was absolutely dung water, Gibran is practicing Trumpian mindshare. And mindshare is a relative public awareness of a phenomenon. Gibran weaponizes the bad reputation and allows himself to spread in social media despite bad reviews. Whether it's the Constitutional Court ruling, nepotism accusations, or just plain meme videos, Gibran stays consistently inside the algorithm. And people will talk for or against him, but always about him. And as long as controversy is an oxygen for social media discourse, even when people hate, they help boost visibility up. And in social media, Gibran isn't playing to win political support as vice president, no! But Gibran is aiming for something bigger, to become the president of Indonesia in 2029. Gibran's political moves have all pointed towards this direction. How? Gibran's position as vice president is a strategic position. The vice president position is one of political safety. They're mostly up there in order to back up the president where he cannot. Prabowo is a man of action. He wants to be a part of world history. And while Prabowo is busy personally steering Indonesia's geopolitical policies, Gibran covers the more mundane aspects of governing, like overseeing the distribution of Prabowo's free lunch for school students programs. And this is where Gibran can solidify his position as a powerful candidate. You see, Gibran is already a walking meme due to his social media presence, coupled with him going from school to supervise free lunch. Gibran is exposing himself directly to younger voters who could be eligible to vote in the next 4 years. Let's take a look at Gibran's potential voters. As of 2024, there are 5.3 million high school students alone around Indonesia. That's almost 2% of voters in Indonesia by 2029. And this number may rise as high school students continue to graduate. This might be a small amount of number, but let's stack it up with other factors. Gibran isn't just looking to connect with youth and create memes. He's also pushing Indonesia into the future with technology. He's deeply involved in the growing tech industry, from meeting with AI experts such as Tommy Teja, hosting Wafa Taftazani, the general manager of World Chain Indonesia, to investing in startups that will shape Indonesia's digital future. Not only that, his concentration on tech has been seen during his tenure as mayor of Surakarta, where he created Solo Technopark and worked with NVIDIA to open an AI center in Solo. He doesn't stop there. From numerous backdoor reports, it's said that many tech and crypto influencers are on the payroll of Gibran's faction. Gibran is positioning himself as Indonesia's tech-driven leader and is ingraining himself in the startup community as the natural selection for tech innovators. And as he taps into this new wave of technological progress, he's also weaving himself into the fabric of Indonesia's next-generation economy. Right now, Gibran's strategy is that of a silent takeover. He's investing on the chances that Gen Zs and millennials becoming the dominant voter base and attempting to dominate the digital landscape where Gen Zs are the natives. And he doesn't even need to think about outreach on rural areas. Being the son of Joko Widodo, many rural voters would be more than happy to vote for him, seeing as his presidency could be a continuation of Jokowi's policies. So what's the real takeaway here? Gibran Rakabuming Raka isn't just some naive, awkward politician who's fumbling his way through his father's shadow. No, he's a calculated, patient player in a game that many aren't even aware they're losing. His silence, his awkwardness, it's all part of a much larger, far more dangerous strategy. He's been underestimated, and that's exactly what makes him so dangerous. The memes, the jokes, the constant mockery, it all serves a greater purpose. Every viral video, every social media mockery makes Gibran more recognizable, more relevant, and it sets him up for a dramatic rise to power. His detractors keep him in the conversation, and as long as he's part of the discourse, he's playing his hand. By keeping a low profile and letting others attack him, Gibran is buying time, slowly cultivating the perfect conditions to strike when no one expects it. The more people talk about him, the more powerful he becomes. This is not just a political game to him. It's a full-scale operation to consolidate power. Let's face the reality. Gibran isn't just gunning for vice presidency or even a role in the current administration. His real goal is the presidency in 2029. That's the entire reason why the Solo dynasty put him in there in the first place. By staying silent and neutral, he's positioning himself as the antithesis to the chaos and finger-pointing that dominates Indonesian politics. He's the calm in the storm, the savior figure ready to sweep in and take control when the moment is right. For anyone gunning for that presidency, Gibran is a huge threat for you. He's not just waiting in the wings. He's actively setting up the pieces of the puzzle to ensure that when the time comes, he will be the one left standing. So the next time you see a meme or viral video about Gibran, remember this. There's no such thing as bad publicity. He's feeding off of this. The plethora of other influencers and content creators feeding off from his content in YouTube, that's just part of the plan. And while we laugh, he's building a silent, unstoppable momentum that could very well carry him to the top and have every other candidate bite the dust. Thanks for watching this episode of the Based Indonesian Show. Don't forget to click like and subscribe and join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya, guys.
Subscribe to the Based Indonesian Show. Dijamin halal